Hello, and another video here to highlight something of importance and to highlight to the people of the Caribbean diaspora and the Caribbean islands of something that will drastically affect their way of life. At first it might seem to be a good thing that will have some benefits, but the after effects will be devastating to your way of life. This thing about having free and unlimited, unrestricted travel between the various islands or national states is not something you should embrace, and here's why. There are challenges that have a very negative effect on your heritage. There will be political and social challenges with open borders that can present challenges for democratic governments, such as managing voter influence. Mark that. One of the main problems. It will drastically alter the political electoral process. It can also lead to social friction or competition for low-skill jobs. So that now the locals will have more people competing for scarce commodities, and that can lead to more friction and chaos. Number two, there will be a potential for increased crime. Open borders suggest that it could lead to an increase in the crime rates. So if you think that the crime is bad now, just allow free travel and unrestricted entry into your various countries and see the type of people comes in that do not integrate with the culture of those states or bring their own way of life, and you have some problems. Another thing that can happen is what we'll call brain drain. Large-scale free migration of skilled workers from developed nations or undeveloped nations could harm economies and institutions in the country that hosts them. Okay? Strain on social services. An influx of free migration will put a strain on public services such as welfare, healthcare, and schools in the countries that receive this free migration travel. So it changed the whole social economic fabric of individual nations that allow free travel. It will become burdensome and conditions will deteriorate. So it's not a good thing that they're advocating. Well, where did this come from? Allowing free unrestricted travel across national borders is all part of globalization, which is engineered and funded by globalist George Soros' Open Society Foundation in collaboration with the WEF, where they want to have a borderless society. Since Mia is on board with this, she had become part and parcel of the globalist consortium. The introduction of the cybercrime bill is also part of the globalist agenda. The digital or Trident ID is also part of the globalization agenda, all of which may have been advocated. All of these things that she has joined paints her, without a doubt, as a globalist. And when you are a globalist, you do not look for the interests of your own people. You go along with whatever the people from the WEF, the WHO, George Open Society, which funds most of these politicians, and the Open Society, which means no borders, devastate countries. It started in Sweden, Germany, France, Europe. Look, the chaos erupts in those countries when you have unrestricted migration. It just decimates the country's way of life. Even here in America, complete chaos breaks out when you have unrestricted flow of migration. There's all sorts of people coming in, competing for resources, overwhelming the hospital and the healthcare system, overwhelming the school, overwhelming the communities with people all over the place, bringing their own culture, their own way of life. Not assimilating. And you have complete breakdown in society. And this is what Mia Martley is trying to introduce to Barbados and the Caribbean, because she is a globalist. She does not care about protecting the local culture or heritage. It's for sale. So if you, as a leader of a country, give free access to your country unrestricted, and you sell out the citizens' birthright to the highest bidder, what you expect? What will the natives have? Nothing. Absolutely nothing but chaos and disorder. More poverty, more crime, and more suffering. If this is what you want, accept it. But if this is not what you want, the power is in your hand. You go out there and do massive protests against this. And also, most of all, when election time come around, all the local residents go out by the throngs and make the election too big to rig. You vote out every globalist candidate. You vote out the globalist Prime Minister Mia Martley, and throughout the Caribbean, every globalist head of state that advocate open borders, you vote them out. You make it too big to rig. The locals have to come out and overpower the manufactured votes of the people they are bringing in. You yourself have to make it too big to rig. Cast your votes by vast numbers to save your own country. The fate is in your hand. Get out and do it.